Hey guys, I just kind of wanted to jump in here at the beginning of this video this week. It's been a tough video for me to put together. This video was actually filmed back in August, and it was one of Nikki's last good camping trips. So I've been kind of putting off going through this video footage and putting it together. We did do a couple more camping trips with Nikki, but this was the last really good one she had. We went to Wakaiwa and Cedar Key, and both of those were kind of stressful deals. And then obviously the time that we were escaping Hurricane Milton and we went up into North Florida. So we want to thank all you guys for all the love and outpouring support for Nikki. It means a lot to us, and we are definitely missing her. So we're going to take a break from having a dog for a while. It's just too much heartbreak. But we are going to try and continue to update you guys on our videos of dog-friendly places that we see as we're traveling, because we know a lot of you guys have dogs, and we all love our little fur babies. So with all that said, I hope you guys enjoy this week's video. Thanks.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are heading to Williston, Florida for the weekend, and this will be our first camping trip since I've been back to school. This has been a long first 2 weeks back to school, but it's been a great first 2 weeks. I had a wonderful class, and I think it's going to be a really rewarding year for all of us. We are going to be checking out the Devil's Den. We're not going to actually go in the Devil's Den this time, but if you're interested in seeing the video where we actually went to Devil's Den, you need to check it out. We will link it above and put it in the description below. We're going to be going to the Cedar Lakes Woods and Gardens, which is an actual garden, Japanese garden, right next to the Devil's Den. We were there before, and we loved it so much that we decided that we want to go back. So we're going to be camping with the Stevensons again this weekend. We just love being with them. Just enjoy some R&R this weekend.
That is the plan, anyway. We hope we get to go to Cedar Lakes Woods and Gardens tomorrow, because they're calling for 80% chance of rain tomorrow in the afternoon. And that's when we're planning on going. As the Stevensons, they booked their time slot for the den for 9:30 to 11. I might go into den if there's an availability while Allie does a little schoolwork, but as of now, it looks like it's pretty much sold out. And one of the things you have to do there at Devil's Den is you have to book your time slot, and it does book up fast on the weekends, especially this time of year. So we'll see what happens, but let's hope the weather holds out for us. If not, we're just going to have to hang out and enjoy camping and being back in the camper. All right, it's time to do something I haven't done in a while, and that's clean out a couple of these storage bins. I'm starting with the wet bay. It got out of hand on our Christmas trip, and I just haven't had a chance to get in here and actually clean it out real good. So it's going to be the job for today. Maybe replace the water filter as well. But I need to find out why this light up here is not working. If it's an actual bulb that burned out or what, because when you flip the switch, I got no light. So this bay gets very dark when you're trying to work at night. I'll see what I can do here. All right, so I got her all cleaned up and much more organized. So now all I got in here is my hose, which it should be, extra hose. And most importantly, the light works. It's just a little bit of a short in there. But that is one bay cleaned up. I'm just gonna take each one by one and go through them all, reorganize and straighten them back up and clean them back up. But no rush. Nikki's enjoying the beautiful weather outside today, and it is absolutely beautiful. But we're going to leave her back in the RV this time when we go to Cedar Lakes. She went 5 years ago when we went, but there's a lot of walking involved over there. It is super pet friendly in case you do want to check it out and take your pet, but Poor old Nikki, she doesn't have that many miles left in her walking. She gets wore out pretty easily, so let's just leave her here and let her rest.
So it looks like the rains are going to hold off for us today, so we're going to go back and check out the Cedar Lakes Woods and Gardens.
Allie's Powell's Owls. Well, we're pretty fortunate that it is not blazing hot. The sun is kind of overcast. It is actually feels pretty good out right now. I think Nikki could have came and enjoyed this with the temperatures, but it's just a lot of walking. Although the lady, as we were checking in, said the whole trip around the gardens is only a mile, so that's not too bad. So we just got through checking out the Cypress Lakes and Woods Gardens, Botanical Gardens here next to Devil's Den again. And have to say it was even better this time than it was the first time we came. Because if you look back at our previous video, which we said we would link down in the description below, you'll notice that a lot of it was underwater before. And it wasn't this time, so we were able to go down to the lower levels. We were able to like walk to several of those little islands, and it's just, it's unbelievable how much there is to see here. You know, for $12 a person, it's definitely worth the price of admission.
You can pack a lunch and stay here all day. It really is a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And I would recommend coming when it's winter, so you could really enjoy it and not get so overheated. We really got overheated today.
Yes, but it is, a lot of it is shaded. So, I mean, it's not terrible considering it's August here in Florida. I mean, it could have been a lot worse if you're not walking through the shade and getting a breeze. We were fortunate enough to most of the time be in the shade. When you did walk out into the sun, that's when it really got brutal. But another thing to keep in mind, it is pet friendly, and we've seen several dogs there today. Obviously, we took Nikki the last time we were here, but I think it was a wise decision leaving her home at her age.
She would have gotten overheated in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. One of the really cool things about the gardens here is they have several waterfalls, and one of the waterfalls you can actually walk behind, and it actually felt pretty good getting a little overspray, I would have to say, from the waterfall on that one. But that was something else we didn't get to do last time, so that was pretty awesome. Lots of different plants, and I mean, there were so many plants that we were literally, you know, using our phone and Google to figure out what some of them were species-wise. But seen a lot of butterflies. We've seen a lot of koi fish. A lot of koi fish this time. Some really big koi fish. Did see a couple turtles. I didn't manage to really catch any of the turtles on video, I don't think.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of places where you can stop under like gazebo type areas, get out of the sun and sit down, and they have places where you can actually, it looks like, bring in charcoal and do some grilling. I mean, as we were walking out, somebody was grilling right there at the entrance and cooking some food. So it would not be hard at all to spend a whole day here if you really wanted to take the time and you know, pack a lunch. I would say that one mistake we made is we did not take anything in this time. We didn't take a bottle of water or anything in. So they did have some soda and water and Gatorade at the kiosk where you pay to get in. We would have bought some before we went in, but we weren't thinking. We're not very prepared hikers sometimes, and we totally, you know, just kind of go gung-ho and forget and go half-cocked, as I would say.
And then we realized, what were we thinking? We needed to bring something to drink.
Yeah, we got so hot at times on the trail that there was a lot of little water spigots around with garden hoses that we probably were not really technically supposed to do it, but we turned it on and you know, cooled our legs off and cooled our arms off, and you know, I doused my hat in some water just to cool us down. But if you're staying at Devil's Den and you're going to the springs here, you definitely need to set aside some time to go next door to the Cypress Lakes, Woods and Gardens. You will not be disappointed even if you're not into flowers and stuff like that, because I'm, you know, I can take flowers or leave them. when I hear the word botanical gardens, but this is something more than just the flowers and whatnot. It is, to see the amount of work that this gentleman that built this put into it is just unreal. Unreal. Can't imagine how much labor and time it took him to do all that. So we're getting ready to head back into the RV, cool down, check on Nikki, and I think tonight Jamie said that there's a place in Williston here that it's like an outdoor seating area with like several shops and restaurants and a bar and everything. So sounds pretty interesting, so we'll probably try that out.
So we are heading to Homestead Market. We are not sure what to expect. It's supposed to be a chain of stores of like homes, I guess, that have like axe throwing and a restaurant and different shopping stores. So we're gonna go have dinner there tonight and check it out.
All right, so we just got finished having dinner downtown in Williston at the market.
What you talking about, Williston?
What you talking about, Williston? But we just, what was this called? The Homestead Marketplace or Market. We had a good time. The food, the biscuit, the barbecue was awesome. I had barbecue brisket dinner. Allie had some chicken tenders. The brisket was very tender, very good. The prices were reasonable. We both ate for $30. Can't beat that.
And this man did axe throwing. I didn't do it. I just watched.
First time I've actually ever thrown an axe, and it was weird because when we were sitting having dinner, we were talking with our friends, the Stevensons and their friend Samantha, and we were saying, I was talking about throwing stars, and I said, you know, when growing up poor, my dad made throwing stars for us as kids, and lo and behold, we go into the axe throwing, and not only do they have axe, they have throwing stars. So it was pretty funny that I haven't thought about a throwing star since I was probably 16 or 17 years old until today. And then
I did throw some stars.
She did, and they're much easier to throw than the axes, honestly. We're going to head back to the camper. We've had a great day here in Devil's Den Campground. It's been pretty awesome. Still have tomorrow to go. We did like what we do a lot of times. We booked tomorrow night so we can leave late tomorrow. So we'll have pretty much a full day here tomorrow, Sunday, and probably get up in the morning and maybe walk around the den and some of the lakes and stuff around the ponds and stuff that they've created around the den. We haven't done that this time yet. Well, this morning we are at the Blue Grotto, which is literally a couple miles from Devil's Den where we're staying. We've heard of this before, but we didn't really realize it was right here next to where we're camping. So we actually went in, signed a waiver, free, and it's free to walk around with Nikki. So not sure what they charge for the actual snorkeling and diving here, but we're just going to walk around and check it out this morning. We just got through checking out the Blue Grotto, and very, very beautiful, I guess cenote sinkhole. Obviously we didn't get in or do any snorkeling or anything of that nature.
We just checked it out.
We just checked it out, and it was free to check it out. It was, pet friendly, as we said. As long as you have your dog on a leash. Nikki enjoyed looking over and seeing the water, but that would be something maybe the next time we come back, maybe we might come over here and snorkel it, because they do have snorkeling. We weren't sure at first if it was only scuba diving, because that's all we've seen with scuba divers today. But they do have a snorkel waiver, so apparently you can snorkel too.
Even if you're not going to get in, they have you fill out a waiver, and they give you a little bracelet to put on, and then you can just walk around the grounds there and check it out. I think next time when we come back, we're going to check it out and we'll go snorkeling. So we found this cool little gym here. It's all about elephants. It's called the Two Tails Ranch. You can ride the elephants, feed the elephants, and they have other animals as well.
So if you're in the area here, again, that might be something you guys might want to check out if you've never had the chance to, see some elephants up close. We go to Busch Gardens a lot, so we've seen a lot of elephants. I don't think we're going to pay the $20 per person to do it this time, but it would be kind of cool to ride an elephant. And that was how much? $40? So,
and $5 to feed them.
And $5 to feed them. So maybe in the future I might want to do that, because I've never ridden an elephant, and you can't do that at Busch Gardens. So just another little gem that we found here that you guys might want to check out.
So the grounds here near the Devil's Den are just absolutely beautiful. There's spots here you can sit and have picnic lunch.
It's very reminiscent of the Botanical Gardens next door on a smaller scale.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very pretty. I mean, there is a picnic table out there on that little island, but right now there is no way to get to that island because it's all underwater, the walkway. We did do this the last time we were here. It's a nice little walk around some very pretty botanicals. It appears they have koi fish here now. I don't remember them having koi fish here at the Devil's Den, but there he is. He's a big boy too. Look at that guy. Pretty. They do have some cabins here that are rentable as well, but they are not pet friendly. So, I mean, if you don't have a pet and you wanted to rent a cabin here, you could. They're pretty nice looking cabins. It's really a beautiful area up here, that's for sure. And we were just talking about the difference between being in the sun and being in the shade.
And it's a big difference.
Allie, you're in the shade right now. Can barely see you, but it feels about 20 degrees cooler in the shade. And the breeze blowing. You wouldn't even know it's August in the shade until you step out into the sun. And then you remember you're in Florida and it's August. It's like you're step in the sun, you want to spontaneously combust.
And I did get to see Cappy. So Cappy is the Devil's Den cat that just hangs around, wanders around the grounds. And the last 2 times we were here, we saw him. The first time it was right next to the Devil's Den cenote area. And he looked just like my cat that I used to have, Gabe. And when I saw him, I was like, oh my goodness, that looks just like my Gabe. And I lost Gabe years ago. So last time we were here, we saw Cappy just kind of walking around some trees. And then then being here this time, we asked the people there in the office if the cat was still living. And they said, yes, that he's an old man now. He's 15 years old and his name is Cappy, short for Captain. And they said, you'll see him around. And today we found him. He was back in the office laying, having his afternoon siesta.
Well, we had a good time here at Devil's Den, but like all good things, must come to an end. We are getting ready to go over and say goodbye to Jamie and Sharon and Ethan and their friend Sam before we leave, but right now I'm just pulling up to get our Bronco off the road a little bit, as I've already hooked up and we're ready to roll. Alright guys, stay tuned at the end here. We're going to show you a campground drive-thru, which won't take long on this campground because it's pretty small. But if you're interested in seeing what the camping spots look like here, that's coming up next, and we will see you guys in the next video. Thanks guys. See ya.